planned mass deportations of undocumented immigrants, many of whom work in agriculture, threaten the stability of farming operations in states like South Dakota, raising concerns about labor shortages and economic repercussions. Agriculture stands as one of the most vital industries in the United States, providing food, resources, and economic stability to millions. Yet, behind the flourishing fields of crops and bustling dairy farms lies an often overlooked workforce: undocumented immigrant laborers. In conservative-leaning states such as South Dakota, Nebraska, and Texas, these workers play an essential role in maintaining farm operations. Recent government-enforced immigration raids have threatened this delicate balance, placing many agricultural businesses in jeopardy. With the prospect of mass deportations, farms are facing severe labor shortages, increased operational costs, and uncertainty regarding the sustainability of their industries. While policymakers defend these raids as necessary law enforcement measures, the farming sector warns of dire consequences. This article explores the integral role of undocumented immigrants in agriculture, the immediate and long-term consequences of mass deportations, and potential solutions for safeguarding an industry that is critical to the American economy. What is the role of undocumented immigrants in agriculture? An indispensable workforce. Across the U.S., undocumented immigrants make up a substantial portion of the agricultural labor force, performing physically demanding jobs that domestic workers often avoid. Their contributions extend beyond mere labor. They ensure food security, stabilize economic production, and allow farming operations to remain viable. Statistics and labor dynamics. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, immigrants account for over 50% of farm workers nationwide. Many agricultural positions, such as harvesting crops, tending livestock, and processing food, require rigorous physical work, long hours, and exposure to harsh conditions. Domestic workers are often unwilling to take on these roles due to low wages and strenuous demands, leaving a gap filled by undocumented laborers. First-hand accounts from farm workers. Immigrant laborers share their experiences working in the agricultural sector. Many express fear over looming deportation, anxiety regarding family separation, and frustration about their lack of legal protections. Their stories underscore the invaluable role they play in sustaining American farming. What is the impact of mass deportations on farming operations? Labor shortages and productivity declines. The sudden removal of thousands of workers has already resulted in devastating labor shortages. Without sufficient personnel to tend crops, milk cows, or harvest produce, farms are witnessing significant delays in production, leading to potential losses in revenue and food shortages. Rising operational costs. To compensate for labor shortages, farmers are forced to increase wages and invest in costly recruitment efforts. Unfortunately, this translates to higher food prices for consumers and potential declines in profitability. The challenge of finding replacement workers. Even when farmers attempt to hire local workers, interest in agricultural jobs remains minimal. Many farms struggle to find employees who can match the efficiency and skill level of experienced immigrant laborers. What is the economic repercussions? National food supply and pricing effects. A reduced workforce disrupts food supply chains, affecting grocery stores and distributors across the country. Labor shortages can drive up food prices as farmers struggle to maintain production levels. The decline in agricultural output contributes to instability in local and national economies. Strains on rural economies. Many farming communities depend on the consistent labor force provided by undocumented immigrants. The removal of these workers leads to business closures, declining tax revenue, higher unemployment rates in agricultural regions, the rise of automated farming. In response to labor shortages, some farms are exploring mechanized farming techniques. However, technology is expensive and cannot fully replace human labor, especially for delicate tasks such as fruit picking or livestock care. Political and social perspectives. Government stance on immigration policy. Federal immigration enforcement continues to be a divisive issue. Supporters of mass deportations argue that undocumented immigrants violate immigration laws and strain public resources. Critics emphasize the economic necessity of immigrant labor and highlight the humanitarian concerns tied to deportation policies. Farmers advocating for reform. Many farmers have joined lobbying efforts to push for immigration policy changes that protect farm laborers. Some are calling for expanded guest worker programs to ensure a reliable labor force. Others seek pathways to legal residency for undocumented workers who contribute significantly to agriculture. Public reactions and legal battles. Advocacy groups and immigrant rights organizations are fighting against deportations. Some communities in farming states have proposed protective measures to safeguard undocumented workers. Potential solutions and future outlook. Reforming immigration policies. Several potential policy adjustments could mitigate the crisis. Expanding work visas. Increasing access to temporary work visas for agricultural employees. Legalizing long-term workers. Establishing programs to grant legal status to undocumented workers with extensive experience in farming. Enhancing labor protections. Providing workplace protections to undocumented farm employees to ensure fair wages and safety. Strategies for farm resilience. Farmers are experimenting with alternative labor sources, including collaborations with domestic labor pools. Investments in agricultural technology. Support for government programs to ensure continued labor availability. The future of agriculture in red states. If mass deportations continue, farming in red states will face dire consequences. Finding sustainable solutions that balance immigration control with labor market needs will be crucial in determining the future of agriculture. Conclusion. The agricultural industry relies heavily on undocumented immigrant workers, making immigration raids and mass deportations a severe threat to its stability. The ongoing enforcement of immigration laws poses significant risks for farmers, rural economies, and national food security. Without practical solutions, red states such as South Dakota may experience irreversible economic downturns in their farming sectors. Policymakers, farmers, and communities must collaborate to find workable immigration policies that ensure fair treatment of workers while preserving the agricultural industry. The future of farming in conservative states hinges on how the nation chooses to address labor shortages and the legal status of undocumented workers.